Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here, this time reviewing on issue 1 of Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries. Now, as you know, in later years we have seen now Scooby-Doo and the gang teaming up with other characters in the DC universe, and one of which we got is a Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries series, which I could definitely see being adapted for a cartoon idea, because yeah, the point of Scooby-Doo is meant to kind of do other takes on the Scooby-Doo series, like Mystery Incorporated being a more darker, grittier series. The point of Scooby-Doo Get a Clue was meant to be more about going back to its old 70s kind of marketing roots, and the point of the new series Velma was meant to diverse the cast, but showing how a group of friends coming from different backgrounds becoming Mystery Inc. And yeah, the cover mainly has Scooby and Batman getting ready for action. And the story starts off with Batman showing Mystery Inc. around a ghost town, saying, "This is the town of minor infection, abandoned since 1849. Like, why do we always have to investigate spooky old... Is it Rose Run? And we kind of see how Daphne kind of finds it weird how there's modern cars and everything, until they see a sort of minor-like ghost, and we see Batman saying, "Stand back, everyone. Rob and I will handle this." No, Batman. The town is in my territory. If it is plagued by a restless spirit, it is my responsibility. And yeah, this is meant to be Man of Bat, the Native American Batman. And keep in mind, they pretty much point out the Batman of all nations, which are a group of other people who got inspired by Batman and joined his cause. And they find out the ghost is meant to be Ra's al Ghul's right-hand man, Ubu, who points out about Ra's al Ghul's plan. And we kind of see how Robin points out that Ra's al Ghul is an eco-terrorist, and that he wants to kind of restore nature by wiping out civilization. And we kind of see how they find out about a sort of device, as well as trying to find out what Ra's al Ghul's plan is, but we see Ubu saying nothing. But we kind of see how they have to find out what's going on, and they kind of find out there's coffee grinds, and of course, they try to pick out the pieces and find out what Ubu meant, what Ra's al Ghul said about the heart of Batman. So they have to kind of to go to two places, England and Argentina. Other areas in Australia, Paris and Italy remain closed because the other Batmans are in their other cases. We see how on Batman's side of the mission, he's got Fred, Daphne and Velma. Well, on Bruce Wayne's private jet, you've got Man of Bat, Robin, and even Shaggy, until they have to deal with Al Primo, who is a sort of mystical creature. And we see the Batman from Argentina saying, "No, Primo, this is a magical being in Argentina, a mysterious creature that causes destruction and havoc. I have never thought he was real, but this is the third cattle ranch he raided." So of course they have to find out that about giving him something sweet, but of course they manage to defeat the creature, and turns out it's a small guy who's meant to be a rival to the ranch owner. And of course, after getting help from Man of Bat ratting out the cattle, we see how at England, we see how Knight and Squire get the help of Batman and the others in dealing with druids. And of course, we see him saying, "Sorry, I can't have us as I say." And of course, we kind of see Squire saying, "Either way, it's good you all showed up to even the odds against this lot. And I'm glad I got here in time." And of course, after taking down the druids, we see how Velma finds it a bit weird about the druids showing up a little earlier, but turns out they're real estate agents. And after picking up the pieces from Alfred, turns out the area is a town in Turkey, and turns out the town has no Batman, and this leaves Ra's al Ghul ready to find the pickings. And as soon as they go through the city, we see how they journey in, and deal with the League of Shadows. And of course, we see how they mainly try and take down the League of Shadow members and getting help from the other Batmans from Australia, Rome, Paris, and so on. And we see Shaggy saying, "Great, but if you think I'm afraid so, you don't know me very well." And of course, we see how they mainly take on the League of Shadows, and of course, go up to confront Ra's al Ghul, who says, "How disappointing. I thought perhaps the detective and I would fight an epic duel for a remote control that triggers the pulse device. Rover? I think he means Batman. Oh." And of course, we see how Daphne takes up the sword, both duke it out, and we see how Daphne tries to point out about Ra's al Ghul's plan and what he's doing isn't human, and even points out his hypocrisy, how even he uses devices and all that. And we see how Ra's points out he's got the devices kept safe. After taking down Daphne's sword, we see the Batmans showing up, Ra's al Ghul trying to press the device, only to learn that the city isn't going down. But of course, they point out that they put the device in the box with the others, pretty much destroying it. And after this, Ra's al Ghul admits defeat, but points out that he will succeed next time. And we see how the other Batmen point out about probably learning a lot from Mystery Inc. And yeah, this is the story. I think the first issue is pretty good. I think if it did get made into an animated series, I think for Batman, I could definitely see Trevor Williams voicing Batman, or Troy Baker. I could definitely see Josh Keaton voicing Robin, and I think there is good ideas here. And like I said, the point about Scooby-Doo was meant to be doing different ideas, different series, and a different theme. And I think this is where I give Velma credit, as it's meant to be like Scooby-Doo diverse, but showing a group of friends from other backgrounds coming together. So I think this issue definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.